Hey, what's up everybody, welcome back. I appreciate you guys coming back once again, and if you're new to the channel, I appreciate you clicking on the video. If you guys are gonna go enjoy this video, man, I appreciate if you guys hit that like. If you're new, hit me with that subscribe and stick with me for more Division 2 content and more to come. Alright, so today's video is about my new builds. The first build for Title Update 12. Title Update 12 just dropped a few days ago, and if you don't know, basically this Title Update, it's all about skill builds. So with that said though, it's no surprise that it's gonna be a lot of skill builds on this new update. So my first build is gonna be just that. So on this build, I'm gonna show you guys simple builds that you can do. I find this build to be super easy to make, but this build is gonna be hitting hard for all of those skill type of builds players out there. So if you are a skill builder, this is gonna be your favorite patch because you're gonna have so much fun with all the skill build that you can do. This first one I'm gonna show you guys is kind of like a little bit of a hybrid. You can still use your gun, but it's not gonna hit as hard as a DPS build, right? But it's still gonna do a good amount of damage. So let's take a look at this. So guys, this is the build I'm talking about. I find this build pretty easy to do, besides the one item in here, which is gonna be the mask, because it's a wyvern wear that has a weapon damage in there, as you see. Now, just a quick look on the build. It does say I have 5 skill tier, but actually I do have 6 skill tier, 1 blue and 2 reds on the build. So the build is quite a little bit, like I said, kind of like a hybrid, but mostly towards skill damage kind of build. So to make this build possible, the majority of this build, it's going to be around this new gear set that was introduced in Title Update 12, the Reger gear set. This gear set just screams skill damage. This is the best gear set that you can use to have the most damage on your build. And we're gonna start with the chest piece. So the chest piece, right, is gonna have a special talent. Now the gear set itself, right, by equipping 2 pieces you get 15% skill haste, 3 pieces equipped you get 15% skill duration, and then 4th piece you get the special talent of the gear set, Tend and Befriend. Interacting with your skills, right, deployed, they grant a 25% skill damage for 10 seconds, and this buff cannot be refreshed. Now the interaction can be using your skill, deploying your skill, changing the skill target, right, and healing your skill, because you can heal your skill, right? So any interaction with your skill will give you a 25% skill damage for 10 seconds. Now that doesn't actually end in there, because of the chest piece, right, the special talent on the chest piece, that 25% is going to be a 50%, right? The talent on the chest piece is going to be best buds, increase the damage buff from 25 to 50% skill damage for your skills. So it's quite powerful for any skill build that you're trying to do a lot of damage with your skill. So that's why I said this gear set is probably one of the best going to be right now for a gear set for skill damage, right? So 50%. Now the backpack, I don't have it in here, but the backpack talent of Regers basically is gonna allow you to get your skills fast with no cooldown, but on this build I'm not interested to use it on this build. Now going over the chest piece again, I have skill tier and attributes gonna be skill damage. That's what I'm looking for in all of the 4 pieces. That's what's gonna be. Now the mods, I am going with the critical hit damage on this chest piece, and then the 2 other mods are gonna be critical hit chance. The backpack and the mask gonna be critical hit chance. And speaking of the mask, we have the wyvern wear. Now the wyvern wear here, I said this might be the only a little bit tricky part to get, because I do recommend changing the core attribute in there for weapon damage, because you're gonna be over the cap of 6 skill tier if you do exact same type of build that I have right now with the memento, and also with the specialization technician. You get 1 skill tier on both of them, memento and technician. That's a total of 2 skill tier plus 4 of this gear set. That's gonna be a total of 6. So you don't need the one that comes on the core attribute from wyvern wear. I changed that for weapon damage. Attribute I recommend skill damage, of course, and then critical hit damage or critical hit chance, whatever you can get in there. The backpack is pretty simple. It's a memento backpack, one of the best backpack exotic in the game, hands down. Is super strong. It gives you a lot of stuff on one item, right? Weapon damage, armor, and skill tier, and also you're gonna get weapon damage, bonus armor, and skill efficiency once you pick up trophies by killing your enemies from the floor. And then the second part of this backpack will give you a total of 30% skill damage and 30% skill efficiency and 3% armor regeneration for 300 seconds, which is 5 minutes, once you pick up a total of 30 of those trophies, right? Because the max stacks will be 30, so picking up those trophies and get it to 30, that's gonna allow you to get that. Now, why is this backpack important? Because skill efficiency. Now, if you guys don't know, skill efficiency is basically almost everything, including from skill stuff, right? Skill health, skill haste, skill damage, skill repair. Everything skill related is included inside of skill efficiency. So we're gonna get that 30% skill damage once we have that 30 maximum stack on this backpack by picking up those trophies. And not only that, we get that skill tier from there, and also we're gonna get like another 5% skill efficiency every time we're picking up trophies from the floor. So overall, this backpack is just a really good addition to the build for that 30% skill efficiency for everything skill related. Now, moving up for the gun, we are using the new weapon of the show, came on Title Update 12, the test subject. The test subject is a name item that from the assault rifle, the PDR. As a fact, before we move on, I did make a video about the PDR on the PTS. I talk about it, about how it was weak, and with my video and with the feedback of the community, the devs buff this gun, so this gun now is good. So if you watch that video that I had before, if you watch it right now, that video is no longer good because it did the job they had to do. So that's what I wanted to clear out. But going on the gun, on options, and then showing the base damage, right? We can see that the base damage now is 51.7k. Before it was only 40,000 on the base damage, which was not making it for the gun to be useful, right? So now is useful. Now, going through the gun, right, we have the perfect talent, the perfect in sync, one of the talents that was super used in the previous patch. So hitting enemy grants 20% skill damage for 5 seconds just by hitting your enemies, right? 20% skill damage, so that's really good for this build. Now, using a skill or damaging an enemy with your skill grants 20% weapon damage for 5 seconds. So that's why I said it's kind of like hybrid, right? And then by having those two part of the talent activated, you get that damage doubled. So it's gonna be a 40% weapon damage and a 40% skill damage as long as you using your weapon and also your skill at all time. All right, so that's why I do recommend having this test subject in this build. I am enjoying it a lot, especially now that it's actually working with that damage buff. Now, last but not least is the skills, right? That's the part of the build, the most important, the skills. So in my case, I am using the striker drone and also the cluster seeker mine. Now, you can use any type of skill that do damage, right? You can go with the assault turret, you could go with the hive, the stinger hive. It's up to you, right? I chose to go with the striker drone because I like my drone to go around and keep hitting the enemies. That way I keep having the in sync activated, because as long as you're hitting the enemy, that in sync keeps refreshing, keeps staying activated, and my damage to my gun, it will be activated, and everything else, right? And then the cluster seeker mine, just because I can throw it out there, right? Every time I'm throwing it out there, it will activate the talent on my Reger, right? So that's why I have it in there too. So, but anyways, whatever skill you want to use, you can use. Just make sure you are activating the talent on the gun and also the talent of the gear set, the Reger, because you have to do something, interact with your skill for it to work. Now guys, so that's all I have for you guys for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. I am enjoying this skill build. I do have more to come. I have with the new exotic assault rifle, that's for its own build, so I'll let you guys know that in the future. So stay tuned for that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think of this build. Let me know your ideas for the builds coming, and yeah, we can talk all of that in the comment section below. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit me with a like. I would appreciate. If you're new to the channel, subscribe for more. We can have Division 2 content coming, and I'm trying to introduce a game to the channel. I just gotta find that game, right? So I hope I see you guys in the future. Enjoy. Peace.